Mutulanganga Forest is a designated important bird area. It has 700 endemic bird species, making it Zambia's fifth largest important bird area. The area lies between Chirundu and Siavonga, bordering Zimbabwe. Recorded bird species are believed to have migrated to the Zimbabwean side. It covers about 27,000 hectares. The conservation area is dominated by mopani trees, which are on demand in Lusaka, where some traders are marketing the mopani wood. Charcoal production here is increasingly reducing plant diversity. These disturbances are threatening bird habitat, meaning migrant birds are no longer a common sight. Center for Environment Justice Executive Director Ms. Maggie Mwape was invited to the forest by Chief Chipepo of the Tonga people of Chirundu and Siavonga for a fact-finding mission. Ms. Mwape notes that it would be the New Dawn government's conservation success story should they support the restoration of Mutulanganga IBA. Ms. Mwape said CEJ will not advocate for the removal of the perpetrators from the forest, but transform them into protectors of the IBA, especially that they are willing to do so once empowered.
As we toured Mutulanganga Bird Sanctuary, what we noticed is that the communities, they have encroached the area. So for us, we cannot advocate that we remove these communities from this area. But I think it is important that we educate our communities to actually appreciate community natural resource management. Firstly, we need to understand that when God created the universe, He gave man authority to protect what is on the planet. And in this case, we are talking about the trees, the animals, the birds.
The communities involved in clearing Mutulanganga IBA have no alternative livelihoods, forcing them to sell raw wood and charcoal for income generation. The CEJ Executive Director called for awareness of the communities to protect the bird sanctuary, as some do not know their importance.
So this area is the border between Chirundu and Siavonga. Where the communities are situated, one, I will highlight some of the problems that they are facing. One, they are not having access to safe and clean water. And it's quite a distance where they are supposed to, where they are drawing water from. I would say approximately 10 to 20 kilometers, and then there is no nearby health facility, and then there's also no school. So you could imagine how much impact it's having on the kids. And for them, they are willing, there is much willingness from them to actually engage into other activities only if they could be provided, because this is their major source of income. And I totally agree as well, because if you're not having any other source of income, whatever that you think can be done, and in this case, selling of the trees, charcoal production is their major source of income. So communities are very much willing, should we provide alternatives for them.
She states that CEJ is willing to work with traditional leaders and other partners, hence calling for support towards water availability, which is a basic human right, promote alternative energy, and impart entrepreneurial skills among community members. Ms. Mwape said CEJ would support efforts such as forest conservation for carbon trading. Speaking during the sanctuary tour, Chief Chipepo of the Tonga people of Chirundu and Siavonga said he is ready to work with President Hakainde Hichilema to restore the sanctuary, as it is an elephant corridor with bird species of international repute. He said the bird sanctuary was protected by the federal government, Kaunda, Chiluba and Mwanawasa governments, until hell broke loose in 2010 when it was invaded.
God is not creating any more trees anymore and from now onwards. But my appeal is that let us stop this, what these people are doing. Let us give them other alternatives. The other alternatives is under this under climate change, carbon credit thing. Let us come here and establish the community forest reserves. Those who will be looking after it. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 10 or 20 trees. One family will be looking after it, and then be able to pay them. It is happening already in other districts like Nyimba, under Senior Chief Ruembe. It is happening and it is going on well. And even other people now, BBC, they have gone to Chiawa, they want to start the same thing also. And I'm calling whoever it is, whether you're in America, whether through American embassy, whether you are in Europe through the European embassies and European Union. I want people to come and work with us, preserve this tree so that the migration of the birds can start again. I'm very, very much prepared, Your Excellency. Please, 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 please. I beg you, let us to work together to reserve, to conserve these trees, to conserve those birds which have been coming. This is an elephant corridor. A lot of hundreds and hundreds of elephants could cross from Zimbabwe, go up to Mazabuka, and then come back again.
Ricky Kalaruka works as Programs Officer at Center for Environment Justice.
As you can see, this is what remains of Mkulanganga Bird Sanctuary, which has been encroached heavily by people practicing quite very, very bad practices, charcoal production. They are producing charcoal in a bird sanctuary, and a lot of it has been cleared. So this is only what remains of the bird sanctuary. So our interest now is to lobby. We are lobbying for government, for lobbying for donors, we are lobbying for the community to partner with the Chief Chipepo, who has invited us to come and see this area, which is of international importance. As a conservationist, I'm very much worried at the rate at which natural resources like bird sanctuaries in Zambia are being depleted. So sustainable forest management is required in this particular area so that we can see how best we can help the communities to drive sustainable livelihood opportunities so that they can get away from bad practices such as charcoal production. So we want to partner with the community, the traditional authority, and also various stakeholders that can come on board to protect this natural resource. Through carbon trading, I think the community can benefit. Through community-based natural resource management, we can restore this forest. We can bring back the flora and fauna that used to be the original in this particular area. The birds that used to be here, as the communities have indicated, were so marvelous to see. Some of them are endemic to this area. So we want those birds to come back to this community. You can see now the interaction between the environment and also the livelihoods of the local communities. People now do not have the rains. The rains are gone. It's no longer raining in this particular region because of this kind of practices, charcoal production. So climate change now is manifesting its face. So what we would need is a sustainable partnership so that we can conserve this particular natural resource.
Those involved in cutting trees are willing to speak on camera. Joseph Chopper is chairperson of Siavonga's Bendere community. Mr. Chopper commits himself and other encroachers to stop the vice once empowered.
Already sunungu January 7 kunyina hula tatuninga hanga so kulangira kwamba uti kwina nitula alime so tulijisibuyu muyu bwa menda ihubwa mpongo irahwa kubula menda twahuba nani nkugu ngombe onse irahwa kubula menda tunyina menda a area ya Bendere so chejintu ichitwa jana buyu muyu ingula yonse wina naiwide wina netutilime wina nitulalime tulapona bumihi so twaligulomba kuti ngamwatugwahirira nkani ya menda tujane hihubwa Yesu hijane menda agunywa olo farming magadeni nga twataliga kulima kuti twajana menda alo ni business nga twajita reduce gulanganya gumpa masamu so twalugulomba kwamba kuti mende itulanganye menda tatujisi ihubwa tatiti ube mpongo ilahwa.
Another one involved in cutting trees spoke on camera anonymously. She is willing to stop if given an alternative livelihood.
So bakateka besunga batu wafundishako tufaira kwa business otu ingachitasuma kutufaira kwefa kuchitatu afuma kuno kumpanga twaikala ko wino mtown abana tabali ya kuma school nkweba timpia tatulisange mpia shako bati twaida bana kuma school so turelo mbako kuli bakateka batu wafundisheko fya bale chitako kuba kunimba na ife batu wafundishako twasungira mu abana.
With positive interventions, Chief Chipepo and Center for Environment Justice remain hopeful that the birds that migrated to Zimbabwe might find it safe to return to Mutulanganga Bird Sanctuary. The call is on the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment to join the efforts in conserving Mutulanganga Bird Sanctuary. Another call is on cooperating partners and the international community to join efforts to protect the bird sanctuary. Once again, the memorable and soothing sounds of birds might characterize Mutulanganga Bird Sanctuary.